asked you to give me your top 5 players in the Champions League thus far this season. Who you got?
So I want to go a little off the board because I know who everyone likes.
Yeah.
I'll start with number 1, Luke de Jong.
Oh my God, he was in my top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you go back, PSV, they started in the qualification phases. So he has 8 goals so far in the Champions League. I mean, it won't count towards, obviously, once you get to the final stages, but I mean, he scored again in the first leg, and he just looks like a player who can't stop scoring. Like, he's an older guy who's been around for a long time and constantly produces wherever he goes.
When he played at Barcelona,
he had a little stint at Barca.
Saved our team.
Yeah.
He was constantly that
I think without him, definitely PSV are not in this position.
Yeah,
they need those goals. So he makes the list.
Shout.
Yes.
Yep. Who's next?
Phil Foden.
Philly June.
Phil Foden deserves a lot of credit. People forget that KDB only played in 1 game in the Champions League, and it was Foden. That the big question when KDB went down was like, who's gonna take over that spot? And it was him.
Yeah.
Like, he really did. I think he grew as a player. He's gotten better. And I can't say the same about Foden that I did about Luke de Jong, because if you take Foden out of that team, I think City probably figure it out and get through that group.
Different team, though.
But he's definitely been one of the players of the tournament. So there's he is. Okay. João Cancelo of Barcelona.
Wow.
Maybe the best fullback in the Champions League right now. Maybe one of the best fullbacks in the world.
I hope Barca... Maybe unpopular opinion. I hope Barca sign him over Joao Felix.
But you were at first. I think beginning of the season, you were feeling him.
I was a Joao Cancelo forever.
Truther.
Joao Felix, I wasn't too sure because we've seen what happened.
Sorry, I mixed up my Joao.
Yeah,
Joao. Yeah, Joao Felix not the same as Joao Cancelo, who's been really good for the past 3-4 seasons.
He's just one of those players, though, that has the ability to play in the back and defend and then play up front and create and help those attackers, which a team like Barcelona needs so much.
Yeah, and he's going to be crucial for Barca to get past Napoli, which I think they can. It really is a 50-50 tie. We'll talk about it, but he's going to be crucial. Jude Bellingham, I think, makes probably... Right? Belly goal! Probably makes everybody's top 5?
Yeah, he's in mine.
How do you leave him out?
No, he's in mine. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're talking about a guy who's probably top 3, at least top 5 in terms of Ballon d'Or voting. And one of the reasons why is because his performances in the Champions League. And the 5th and final spot.
It must be.
Who?
Griezmann.
No. I know.
No,
and you know what?
I'm pissed.
It should be, and I know it should be, and I want it to be a bit different. And I think there's a bit of recency bias here because of that loss to Inter Milan. He didn't have the best game. So maybe I'm going a little crazy here. He probably should be in here. But I went with Mats Hummels.
Matt
Hummels for Dortmund. He's been so good, man.
Okay.
Dortmund, one of the best defensive records in the Champions League. I thought they kind of got robbed yesterday. That should have been a penalty against him. And he came out and talked about it. But
he took to Twitter.
Yeah, he's an older guy too, but he's been so important to this side.
Yeah.
Should be Antoine Griezmann, should probably be in the 5, but Mats Hummels.
Okay. I like some of those shouts because some of those are maybe... not the classic bops, the Holland.
And I didn't I feel like I'm trying to be too hipster. I'm not. I'm just trying to shine a light on some other players who are actually really instrumental. And I have no Arsenal players.
Well, that is also foolish.
And you could probably throw Saka in there. I think you could put Gabriel in there.
Yep.
Right? One of the best defenses in the Champions League. So I left out a lot of good players. That's why it's so hard putting together these lists of 5 players at all these teams.
It's tough. I had Griezmann's my number 1.
Okay.
At top of the list. It's Griezmann. Bellingham, Rodri.
Yes.
How dare you?
I know.
How?
Rodri should just always be in it.
Rodri is in every list for everything in football right now. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
For sure. And then number 5 could be going a couple, could be Holland, could be Mbappe. How about your boy Rasmus Højlund? He's been great for Manchester United. I'm looking at the group stage because somebody that stood out in the group stage, Mauro Icardi. He was phenomenal for Galatasaray.
I know, but I dismissed those teams because they didn't make it out of the group stage.
No, I think you have to just until this point. So there are some of those players that you want to, if you're talking being hipster and looking at these,
I know
those guys, I think they should get some love.
Icardi was unbelievable, actually.
Yeah, he was insane. He also could have scored more if he got some of those penalties that he initially missed and then retook them or took them later.
And no, we have no Inter players.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you think of Inter players, who comes to mind? Lautaro Martinez, 2 goals so far. We saw how many.
Thuram was good. He doesn't have the goals to back it.
I think would be preferable if we're talking about the Champions League. I think he's been a bit more critical than Lautaro.